The nights are getting longer, so fall is near. This is why we're making a fall card today with these cute critters from Kendra's Card Challenge 15 super sponsor, Crafty Stamp Company. My name is Julia and I'm an enthusiastic card maker and paper crafter from Austria. Welcome to my channel, Julie's Kreativschatzkiste. So you probably noticed by now that Copictopia Creative has rebranded and is now called the Crafty Stamp Company. The Crafty Stamp Company is one of the super sponsors of Kendra's Card Challenge 15. If you're not familiar with Kendra's Card Challenge yet, I will give you more details later. Let's start crafting now. The Crafty Stamp Company product we're using today is called Fall Pumpkin Patch Critters. There are many cute critters for your cards, and there are of course also some great fall sentiments. I have cut all the stamps out already, and now I'm starting to color them. I'm using my alcohol markers today, and I try to keep my color palette to brown, red and grey tones, which all match the fall theme very well. I have of course sped up the coloring quite a bit, so that the video doesn't get too long. But my general strategy for alcohol markers is always to start with the lightest color and then add shadows with darker colors. I'm always swatching my colors on the scrap of paper you see here in the picture. I really like the size of the critter stamps because the size is perfect for coloring them easily. So while you watch me coloring, I can tell you more about Kendra's Card Challenge. Kendra's Card Challenge is a quarterly free challenge where Kendra from the YouTube channel Cards by Kendra provides a free PDF each quarter, which contains 15 unique card sketches that can be made out of 6 sheets of 6x6 inch patterned paper. The free PDF does not only include these card sketches and the measurements for all sketches, but it also includes a cutting guide for the patterned paper. That makes it really easy to make these 15 cards. There are a lot of possibilities to win prizes with Kendra's Card Challenge. The easiest is to upload your photo with the 15 cards you made with the challenge to the Kendra's Card Challenge's Facebook group, which is linked in my description box. You can upload 1 photo per month, which means that you can participate 3 times per challenge and quarter. There are also a lot of hops going on where you can also win prizes. And this video is part of such a hop, and I'll give you details on the giveaway you can win later. But back to Kendra's Card Challenge, because I'm sure you're now wondering, how do I get this great PDF with all the measurements and cutting guide? Well, that's pretty easy. In my description box you will find a link where you can download this free PDF. All you have to do is join Patreon, but it's completely free, you just have to give your email address. There are of course also paid options for Kendra's Patreon, which I can just encourage you to also check out, because it's the possibility for Kendra to keep the challenge free for all. And with the paid options of Kendra's Patreon, of course there are a lot of great perks coming with it. There's even a new tier now, where Kendra gives you early access to a D-stash option. Other great perks include the early access to Kendra's Card Challenges, monthly bonus printables, as well as monthly card kit samplers or card kits. New to Kendra's Patreon is also the possibility to acquire cutting guides for your electronic cutting machines. So you're asking yourself now, did I hear giveaway? And yes, you're right. This video is part of a giveaway hop, and you will find the playlist for the entire hop in my description box as well. Please check out all the videos participating in this hop, because I'm sure you'll get great inspiration from all my design team colleagues as well. If you want to participate in the giveaway, there's also a form linked in my description box, which you have to fill out in order to enter the prize drawing for a digital prize from Cards by Kendra. The deadline for filling in the form is September 18th, 2024. The winner will be randomly chosen and announced on the Cards by Kendra YouTube channel community tab. All the details for the giveaway are also in my description box. Good luck! So I'm almost finished with coloring now. All that's missing is all these smaller mushrooms and the leaves and the acorns. I'm going to skip that now for the sake of time, but there's one thing I wanted to mention. I have cut out the sentiments I'm going to use, and I'm now coloring the edge of my sentiments with the same orange I used to color the pumpkins. I start out with a lighter orange here as well, then I go over it again just on the edge with a darker orange. Doing so, the sentiment matches perfectly to the coloring of all the critters. And I really like that. Alright, so now I'm really finished with coloring all my critters and the sentiments. I really like how it turned out. It already looks like fall, don't you think? Now, of course, all these critters don't fit on one card. So I couldn't choose which one I'm going to use, which is why I am going to make 2 cards today to have space for them all. For both of my cards, I'm using sketch number 2 of Kendra's Card Challenge 15 today. And I want to set these critters into a forest scene, which is why I'm going to need trees now. And if you turn the sketch by 90 degrees, doesn't that exactly look like trees to you? Well, let's start constructing these trees. I have 2 craft papers here, which I'm now going to ink up with ink sprays in brown and green tones. But before that, I'm going to mist them a little bit with water so that the inks are going to flow better. I have already done this technique of making wood in a video some time ago, but I like it so much I had to do it again, of course. So this is what my 2 sheets of paper look like after heat setting the wet ink. In the next step, I'm going to use an embossing folder with a wooden texture. I'm using a darker brown ink and I'm coloring the raised areas of the embossing folder with the dark brown ink. That way, when I press it together, the dark ink is going to deboss into my papers, which then gives the shadows of the wooden texture. And this is my finished wooden paper. Doesn't that look gorgeous? I love it. My base cards are also out of craft paper, and I have searched my stash for 2 green papers, which I'm going to cut down now to be the matting layers of my card. For additional decoration, I use my metallic watercolors and make some green spray stains on both matting layers. Does it look like the background of an enchanted forest? I hope so. Now is the perfect time to add the trees to our card. The sketch calls for paper strips of 1 inch width, and that's what I'm going to cut down my wooden paper into. In the sketch, the paper strips also have a length of 3 inches. I'm going to ignore that, because I need my trees to go from the upper corner to the lower corner, otherwise it doesn't look like trees that much. So I'm going to cut my strips longer. I arrange the strips on my card with approximately equal distance from each other, and now I'm going to glue them down. For adhering the trees to my card, I use liquid glue because on embossed areas that just sticks better. I also look for variation when I glue down my paper strips so that I have some lighter and some darker tree trunks. And this is also the reason why some of the paper strips are glued down higher and some are glued down lower on the card. However, in the end, I cut off the overhanging pieces anyway. So these are the finished forest backdrops for my cards. Now, it's just a matter of placing the critters in a cute way on these cards. I tried some variations and combinations of the different critters, and finally I settled on this version here. The sentiments are on the upper left corner, and I think they fit in very well with this orange edge. When I glue down all my stamps on the cards, I look for dimension, so some of the images, like for example the tree trunks or the big pumpkin, I glue down directly to my card with liquid glue. However, all the critters I glued down with foam tape. And for the sentiments, of course, I also used foam tape. So these are my finished cards for today. Are you also in the mood for making fall cards already? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed watching this video and liked the cards, please leave me a like. And I would be really glad if you would consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already done so. Please watch the playlist linked in my description box for more inspiration for products of KCC 15 super sponsor Crafty Stamp Company. Don't forget to fill in the form for your chance to win in the giveaway. Servus, until next time!